It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin Minds. Welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchendu. Thanks for joining us. A very happy Easter to all of you watching. I hope you're having a great holiday and enjoying the public holiday so far. We still have a day free from work tomorrow, so make sure you make the most of it so that you are energized on Tuesday to begin to hustle again. We're going to be talking a lot today on the show, starting off with youth empowerment. It's something that unfortunately wasn't a huge talking point with the last elections. And we're going to be looking at the way forward with our president, who is going to be running the country for another 4 years. Find out what the hopes are, what the expectations are, and if we're actually on the right path with regards to what our youth, who are the major part of the population, actually should be doing. I have here with me Abiola Omojesu and Confidence Omehegbu. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
I want to start with what I just mentioned here at the beginning now, talking about the present government, and there's the policy around like youth empowerment. Are you happy with the way things are? What sort of things do you think have been done or should have been done with regards to, the youth empowerment programs that this government has come up with? I don't know if anybody wants to go first. You want to go?
I would say, well, I won't totally criticize the government and blame them, but the bulk of the blame will also go to them, because saying if I'm happy or not, I will tell you I'm not happy, because not just about me, it's about the masses, the youth out there. Are they happy? They are not. The youth are like feeling being robbed, being disenfranchised of their right of what they should benefit at this time, being a bona fide citizen of Nigeria. We don't have so many resources at our fingertip that we empower us, that we can ride on to get there, to become resourceful and to become productive in this country and to make Nigeria a better place. So the youths out there are really not happy. And to that, I would say I am not happy with the state of things when it comes to youth empowerment in Nigeria presently. Not at all.
Abiola, what are some of the things that you think are making young people unhappy with regards to, youth empowerment or the lack of it even in Nigeria today?
Okay, because I work directly with, I run an organization, An NGO, that focuses on youth empowerment. So, and we work with the people in the grassroots. So, there's still a whole long way to go, because, for example, we have a training coming up next on Monday, that's tomorrow, and we're working in a particular community. We see lots and lots of people, hundreds of young people that, they're not unemployed, are hopeless, and, many of them, we don't see them involved in all kinds of criminal activities and, uncomfortable stuff, things that can be harmful to them and to the community and the nation as a whole. So we are putting so much effort in making things happen. However, the government still has a huge role to play in making, we have to focus more on youth empowerment. There's a whole lot to be done from my experience.
Do you think we focused enough on it during the elections? Because unfortunately, or for whatever reason, the two main candidates for president at the elections this year were over 70. So there seemed like there wasn't a lot of focus on, what are you going to do for young people? I know one of the candidates promised that they were going to fill their cabinet to young people at the time. I mean, he didn't win. But do you think we didn't focus enough and we've not pushed enough, so there might not be expectations going forward for the next 4 years?
They actually don't focus enough, but that doesn't mean that the voice of the youth can't be heard. We can't react towards that. For the fact that they didn't focus enough doesn't mean that we should take it as a welcome idea or a system that we should be comfortable with. And that should be one of the problems the youth should attack. The government is not focusing on us. They don't have plan for us. It's like they are not incorporating us into their system. And we should keep quiet and be happy, not at all. So it's one of the things the youth should really address, and I think every reasonable government should look at the future of the nation. The youth are the future of the nation. In fact, they keep telling us that we are the future leaders of tomorrow right from our childhood. And we, yes, our tomorrow. They are not even giving us any space. No space, no place to run. So it's a problem, and that is why Nigeria is in a state of jeopardy right now, that things are becoming tough and tough. Compare other countries to Nigeria. Look at France, look at Croatia, look at other countries, look at Austria and all that. They incorporate youth into their system. And I tell you, the empowerment system or the empowerment campaign is not complete until we are complete, the government completely incorporates youth into the government.
But how do we get that done? Because I know it's nice. I mean, most of us understand, you know, that there's a need for this, but most people don't understand how, or how we can go about complaining or making it actually happen. What should we be doing?
There are legal bodies, and there are various means. Thank God for the social media. And sometimes, okay, let me give you an example, like the issue of NSAS, the hashtag NSAS and whatever. It went viral, and the government had to act. Yeah. So if there is a chant or a campaign that can be stirred up, I tell you, there are still people in the government sector today that have the youth at heart, that wants to do something. We have some lawyers, some activists that are ready to push with the youth, so long it is done legally, without violence, and it is done in due procedures. I think through media, through the social media, through news, any means of communication, it can be done, but not in the violent way anyway.
Do you think we're relying too much on government? I mean, Nigeria is already a country where people do things without government anyways. I mean, most of us run our homes basically with our own facilities, our power, our water, whatever it is. But with regards to youth empowerment now, do you think we're relying too much or waiting too much for government? Our youth are not doing enough?
We're actually waiting too much on government. And if we have to wait, we're going to wait for very long. So I still see a lot of young people, you know, across communities, lacking behind and trying to, you know, blame the government for everything and waiting for the government. Yes, the government has a huge role to play in youth empowerment. However, youth have to rise up. You know, they have to really mount up their guards, mount up their wings to start making things happen for themselves. Start getting to acquire skills, getting empowered, get business development trainings and all of that. Try, you know, start getting, you know, entrepreneurship is the end thing. That's the future of this nation and even several nations of the world. So we're actually waiting too much on the government. I think we, the youth, the young people should start, you know, getting to do things.
But is that easy? What kind of things can we do on our own now? I mean, you started an NGO, for example. What sort of things do you offer? Because, I mean, you are not government, so I guess that's one of the avenues that people can sort of explore. So
what we offer in the NGO, we run a 2-week free training program, skill acquisition, and we give our students or the participants opportunity to get empowered in over 20 vocations: fashion designing, hair making, photography, videography, barbing, and, you know, catering, baking, and all of that. So, you know, and through the organization, we've been able to reach out and to empower and empowered over 2,000 young people across communities in Lagos and Ogun State. We are looking at going to other states and communities across the country. So we are
programs like that.
Programs that have been coming up. So, but you know, the government also has to start supporting this kind of initiatives so that we can do more. You know, even small businesses, big businesses, institutions have to start rising, to start organizations, to start supporting this kind of initiatives so that we can reach out to more people and do more. Our trainings are free because lots of young people cannot afford to, you know, pay for such kind of training. You get so, but we can't do so much. We can't do so much if we don't get the regular necessary support that is required, finances, financial support, and, you know, several other kinds of support.
Speaking of finance now, the present government has come up with so many initiatives, you know, with Heaven of Empower, you know, there's all of these things that have been floating around. So if you're a supporter of the government, it's probably the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody believes, oh, this is a great initiative, it's empowering young people. But if you're not for the government, people have seen it as handouts. Some people said it was an election tool and all of that. How do you view these programs that government have come up with? Do you think they're doing, maybe not enough or a lot, but do you think they're doing something at least with regards to youth empowerment?
We must give them credit for such. And any positive move that is being made in life to solving a problem, you give credit for it. So be it 1 naira, 10 naira they're giving out there, we give them credit for it. But the thing now, is that enough? That is what we should look at. Now, that is not enough. But they are doing something good. At least it's a good start. But how well will they sustain this? What is the sustainability plan of this thing they are doing? Now, if we're talking about sorry to mention previous government like the UN and all that. I remember when this government came in, I was in Abuja to inaugurate the big and all that, a version of UN, but it was never successful. We were there and all that. We don't know what happened tomorrow and all that. Some of us, the stakeholders, we are there to inaugurate it, but nothing. And after a while, nothing about youth empowerment, about all that. And later we heard of trade money, and we heard of the Empower program and all that. Those programs are good, but are they enough? With the resources Nigeria have and what Nigeria government can put in place, put together, are they something, is that what we want? Understanding that in the forest market, that there is high depreciation of our currency. We're talking about 18,000 as at some years ago. 18,000 then was like $120-something. But even the minimum wage, 30,000 now that they're struggling, they just signed in, is less than $50.
Less than $100, I think.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Less than $100. Now, you see that even the value of what we have then is bigger than what we have now, though in the Naira sense, it's higher. So there is really a problem. What would 30,000 do for a youth or a young man or a young woman that will provide light for himself, provide internet, provide everything, virtually everything? So it is not enough, completely not enough. They've made good plans, they've started, we compliment them, we give them credit for it, but please, it is not enough, not at all, not at all. That is why those, like you said, those that are not for the government sees it as election bait and all that. Now, because now everybody is, their fingers are crossed to see if it will even be sustained. Because too long we've come far to be seeing all these things coming and going, coming and going. And what is the problem? What is the problem? So it's like they are saying, Nigerian youth, man, you guys, we can just play on you guys and whatever, but we are very smart. Yeah. Place any Nigerian youth in any part of the world, they will succeed, and I tell you, they will be the best. Because of what we have, but our governmental system and structure is not favoring us. You don't give us 30,000 and you expect us to be happy.
But I mean, we saw a lot of videos just before the elections with the vice presidents, giving this Empower funds out, and a lot of people were excited. Those people who got these monies. So there must be something good about it, isn't there?
If I give you 10,000 right now, you will appreciate. You will be happy. But that doesn't. Are
you saying because the whole idea is to pay back at some point? Are these free handouts? Oh. Or do you think the people who are getting it are misinterpreting what it is?
No. Yeah. It's just their excitement at that point. It's just a means of appreciation. Fine, if the president comes here and gives me money, I will appreciate. Oh, thank you and whatever. But how well will that money sustain me? Will that money sustain them for 2 weeks or a month?
Yeah. Abiola, you work with you say you work with a lot of people who are starting businesses and all of that. These funds from Empower, from Trader Money, what sort of businesses can someone start with that sort of amount? Because we're talking, I've heard 10,000, I've heard 30,000, I've heard some amounts that some people think you can basically do nothing with. Are there sort of businesses you can start with funds like that?
Certainly, there are businesses you can start with funds like that. We have to start from somewhere. So I'll give the government a credit for the initiative. So but it's just that circulation. Is it going far? Is it going fast? And many people, what are the recipients of these initiatives? Is it spreading across, and all of that? But the this initiative, whatever they are doing, these funds they are giving out is actually okay. They are trying. At least it's a good start. However, they can, young people can. If, for example, if you are doing making, we teach our students, we teach the participants of our training to learn to start small. So you don't have to wait for the big money. But this 30,000 can help you start out. You don't have to start out renting a shop or an office space. You can start from where you are. Get your clipper, get your apron, and all the little things you need to start. Go for home services and all of these are the things we teach them at the foundation. So start from where you are. And as you start, you expand, you make money, you expand your business, and you get bigger and all of that. So, however, as you grow as an entrepreneur, you need more access to funds. Funding is important. So the government can, try to increase, giving more grants of higher figures. It would help a lot. But at this point, if it can circulate around.
But is 10,000 naira really empowerment, would you say? Would you say 10,000 naira is empowerment for a young person?
For a young person, for a young barber, 10,000 naira will get him a clipper. So instead of him waiting for,
Okay.
you know, he can get a clipper to probably an apron and, you know, a few brushes or, you know, so 10,000
So certain
naira,
businesses
yes,
he
there
could
are
probably
certain-
work
yes,
for.
For the
Yeah.
hairdresser, just needs the comb, you know, for the fashion designer, 10,000 naira won't buy a sewing machine, a sewing machine. For you to get a good sewing machine, you're looking at 40,000 naira, 45,000 naira. So, but I'm saying that it is not as if it is sufficient. However, it's a good start. At least they are making effort. So if they can continue and try to make things better, so I
Yeah,
think.
but like you said, sustainability is probably the scariest part because we don't even know how we're going to track
No.
the success stories, if there are going to be any, or if they're going to pay back, or we don't even know how.
I think it's a grant, and
Yes.
they don't need to pay back.
Yeah.
Right. But I think more to it.
But tracking is important still.
Tracking
you
is
need to know how
important, and
successful
more
things
to it,
have
I
been.
think the government also should provide like an incubation center where they can be monitored. It takes the government nothing to put up a massive complex in probably each local government in Nigeria, and
More contracts.
and let some persons raise up agencies and people that will groom those people, train them, and everybody comes, you have a table or you have like an outlet and you're paying. In fact, from the grant they will give you a well-structured business plan,
Yeah.
how much you'll be paying. Probably you just pay like 5,000 on that platform or 2,000 for that space monthly, and they keep a track of your account and your cash flow. They are not touching it, but they can see it from the back end. But this center is there, so you report there even as your office. Even on your business card, you have it there. So with that system,
You can actually sort of
able to
monitor stuff.
Yeah, monitor that.
Well, just so that we can wrap up the conversation, I mean, there are two sectors that seem to have sort of grown and are doing well in the country today in spite of government, mostly without government support: entertainment and IT. We have so many of these privately set up hubs now where, you know, startups are springing out of, you know, every corner, and, you know, people are doing amazing things in those spaces. Entertainment as well, people are making music out of their phones and are starting careers off of that. You know, what sort of lessons do you think, you know, young people can learn? Because everybody can be in entertainment, everybody cannot be in IT. What sort of lessons can entrepreneurs learn from what these sectors have done?
This is it. First of all, we all have to know. I believe, and I tell everybody that cares to listen, that God blessed Nigeria with resources. However, we are human resources. We all have resources in us. So there's something that everybody carries. There's something we cannot produce that's probably not in entertainment or the other sector. So it's about youth have to wake up. That's the thing. I think we are sleeping too much. Young people are sleeping too much, you know. So they are sleeping too much. We have to, you know, get to discover ourselves, you know. Waiting or relying on parents, the blame game is just too much. So everybody should quit the blaming and let us focus the reality. The government, okay, let's just leave government. So that let us face, if you want to make progress, discover yourself. There's something that you can offer.
Everybody has.
Yes, everybody carries a gift. So it's about discovering what is this gift I have. Acquire a skill in it. Also, I noticed that entrepreneurship, people see entrepreneurship as a escape route. But it's not an escape route. It is a profession.
And it's very difficult.
And it's very difficult. It's something that you should groom yourself for. It's not something you just dabble into because something is not working. No. So if we can pay attention to getting necessary information and getting education in the field of entrepreneurship, I think we'll produce more as individuals.
So the lesson I can draw out from that, the smartness is also smartness in the sense that, okay, the entertainment, those in the entertainment and the art or IT industry knows that, oh, what I'm looking for is right with the tools I have. I can provide solutions. I can provide answers to my questions. So it's very simple, like I'm an entrepreneur. And what I do first, what are the problems? Oh, what are the possible means of solving this problem? Oh, option A is far-fetched. Now there is another way to get it. Option B is closer. Now I can reach option B, but probably the cost, I don't have it. I go for option C, and I start with that. And thanks to everything that in the IT world, you have app for almost everything. So you have application that will help you. You go to Google, you see everything. So actually your smartphone, your smart device, is like the office and everything you need to ask. You have app, you have on your YouTube, you have solutions to those things.
So don't just Instagram and tweet.
Don't just Instagram and tweet. If it's not providing you money, if you cannot convert those things to cash, please just cut it down a little and just be careful with it. Convert your social media platform to cash making machines.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very good way to wrap it up. Convert your social media to cash machines and wake up, like you said. Young people, you've heard it. We'll take a break now and be right back. Please don't go away.